Alright guys, what is up? Today is my day one recap of the 2020 NHL playoffs. And as you can see here, I made my little whiteboard of everything that's going on. I have the games and the stats. I have headlines and I have MVP of the day. So I will explain all of that. You know what? I don't even care. I'm going to keep that in. But anyway, like I said, we're going to get into my thoughts on the day, and at the end there'll be a little preview of day 2 tomorrow. So yeah, before we get into it, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll try to do this every day. There might be, a couple off days here and there, but at the beginning, expect a video every day on the NHL playoffs. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you guys can see here, we have the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Rangers game 1. And the Hurricanes ended up winning that game 3-2, and lead the series 1-0. Jacob Slavin with 2 points, and on the Rangers side, Mika Zibanejad with 2 points as well. And this game was a great way to start off the day. Everyone's saying, will it be the same sort of intensity and atmosphere and energy? And yeah, there was a goal right away, there was a fight right away, there were crazy hits, and it felt like playoff hockey. If you're watching this by yourself, it might not. But if you're watching this with people, it really does feel like playoff hockey, because you guys are talking and going, oh my god, what a hit, what a goal, all that stuff. So, without the fans, it's actually not that bad. But yeah, then we get into the Edmonton versus Chicago game, which was next up. And what a game that was. As you guys can see here, first of all, Chicago ends up winning 6-4, leads the series 1-0. Dominic Kubalik, 5 points, not 6, 5 points, with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as well putting up 2 points. And this game, I was, if you guys see my last video, I'm really excited about this series and see what will happen. But, McDavid scores right away, and I say, okay, Edmonton takes control, and then boom, Chicago up 4-1 in a blink of an eye. Kubalik setting up Taves multiple times, and it was just a great showing by the Hawks in the first period. And Mike Smith, obviously, as you guys know, made a couple mistakes, especially the one where he gave it to the Hawks, and it was off his back. But then at the end of the day as well, the defenders did not help Mike Smith whatsoever. Yeah, it was a good call by Dave Tippett to get rid of Mike Smith and put in Koskinen. Everyone thought Koskinen should have played anyway, but it didn't really do much, as it was 5-2 at the time, and it ended up being 6-2. And then actually Edmonton made it 6-4, so they try to come back. It was too little too late. But yeah, what a crazy game. Game 2 will be a lot of fun to see. If Chicago wins game 2, they win the series. Mark my words. If Edmonton wins, we got a series. So I'm still sticking. I'm not changing any of my predictions, because who would want to do that? So I'm gonna keep all my predictions the same. But get ready, great series, and we'll talk more on Kubalik later. All right. So the next game up was the Islanders versus the Panthers, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Didn't really watch that much of the game, but I did see the highlights and obviously know the stats and stuff. So the Islanders end up winning 2-1, lead the series 1-0, and Jean-Gabriel Pageau, a great pickup at the deadline for the Islanders, ends up getting 1 point. Jonathan Huberdeau, 1 point. And just if you guys wanted to know, if you guys didn't know yet or didn't catch on, the 2 names that I'm putting on is the point leader in this particular game for each team. So yeah, that's what that's about. And I watched the first period, a bit of it, while the Edmonton-Chicago game was going on, and I watched the ending of it. So I didn't see the main chunk of it, but I saw the beginning and the ending. And yeah, it just looked like the Panthers, like what I was saying in my preview, they're either fully on or they're fully off. And today even though they lost by 1 goal, it just didn't seem like it was up to their standards, at least if you're looking name by name, with likes of Huberdeau and Barkov and Bobrovsky. So Islanders win, lead the series, and now let's move on to my favorite game of the day, Pittsburgh Penguins versus Montreal Canadiens. As you guys can see here, a 3-2 win by the Canadiens in overtime. They lead the series 1-0. Nick Suzuki getting 1 point, Sidney Crosby getting 1 point, and even all respect to these two men, but the real player who stole the show or stole the game, we all know Carey Price, the MVP of the day, and he just performed amazingly. In the first period especially, Pittsburgh could have been up 3-0, but Montreal, I believe, got like 4 shots in the first 10-15 minutes, and they scored on a cheap goal, but hey, that's the playoffs. And Carey Price stood on his head, and it worked for them. Then Montreal goes up 2-2, and Pittsburgh scores 2, in pretty quick fashion, 5-10 minutes, and then we get to the third, a penalty shot for Pittsburgh, misses the net. Then we go to overtime, a penalty shot for Montreal, totally fans on it. I believe it was Jonathan Drouin who went for it. And then, then we get to around the 7-minute mark where Jeff Petrie scores the game-winning goal, the overtime goal, and man, oh man, obviously Canucks are my favorite team, as you guys can see here. The ghetto side of YouTube, Canucks jersey right there. But Montreal are most likely my second favorite team. It's in the mix with them and the Red Wings. Don't hate. But anyway, so I was really excited to see that. And no one expected that. My prediction was 3-0 Pittsburgh. I thought they were going to dismantle the Canadiens. I thought Price was out of his prime, so he couldn't really do a lot. But nope, he proved me wrong. And Canadiens are just like that, 2 wins away from the playoffs and beating the Penguins. And then we go to the late game. I'm on the West Coast, so it's fine for me. But damn, people watching on the East Coast, 10:30 p.m., that game must end at like 1 a.m. But anyway, we see a horrible, horrible game by Winnipeg. Not just playing, but luck. We see Scheifele going down right away, 6 minutes in, with a really bad injury, and it looks like he's going to be out for a long time. That's not for sure. That's just my opinion. The way he went down, the way he was hurting, the way he went off the ice. And what I want you guys to do is comment if you think Kachuk did it on purpose. The way we saw it on TV didn't look like it, but then we have Paul Maurice saying he lifted his skate up to try to cut him and all this stuff. But anyway, it's 0-0 at that point, and Winnipeg actually goes up by a goal by Andrew Kopp, as you guys can see here. And then Calgary kind of just takes over from there. Mangiapane with 2 points, and Calgary ends up winning it 4-1, leads the series 1-0. And then also we see around the halfway mark of the third, Patrick Laine go off with a hand injury. We don't know at all what the injury is or how severe it is. But, I mean, come on. Scheifele and Laine are out. I knew once Scheifele was hurt, I knew Calgary won this game because the morale of Winnipeg was really down. And, I believe they had a lot of shots. I didn't put it up here, but a lot of shots. So, there you guys have it. Calgary wins. And now let's get on to the headlines. So I just added in the headlines. So it's a quick little summary of big things that happened. As you guys can see here, the Winnipeg disaster. Nice title, I guess. And it's basically just showing a really bad loss, 4-1 loss. They lose 2 stars and not looking good for them. The team morale is down. But all I can say, if you're a Jets fan watching this video, is that this series is going to be very physical. So if you guys can beat Calgary up, beat Kachuk, beat Gaudreau, then maybe you all have a chance. And hopefully Laine and Scheifele are back. But I'm really sorry, I don't think Scheifele will be. Then we go on to the second headline. Game 1 nightmare for the Oilers. And this is nothing but facts, because a lot of people had high expectations for them, including me. And to get, wiped out by the Blackhawks, 6-4 seems close, but it wasn't close. It was 4-1 at the end of the first, and Blackhawks just dominated them. Oilers just didn't have it in them. And this is a Game 1 nightmare. You pull your goalie that everyone thought the other goalie should have played it anyway, and you play Smith. So the coach is, kind of like, he's in a pickle, as they say now. But then we go on to the third and final headline of the day, a positive. Kubalik/Price shine, as both had amazing games, which leads me to my next point, the MVP of the day. I switched back and forth multiple times. How can you not give it to a guy who scored 5 points, But then I realized most valuable player. If Chicago didn't have Kubalik, there's a chance they still could have won. Yeah, he put up 5 points, which is huge. But if Montreal didn't have Price, we all know they would have got smashed by the Penguins. So that's why I'm giving my MVP of the day. The first inaugural MVP of the day on the Sports and Survivor channel goes to none other than Carey Price. But yeah, guys, that was my recap. And now for the preview. Tomorrow will be another slot of 5 games. We have 3 Stanley Cup qualifier games between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Then we got the Predators versus the Coyotes. And we got my team, the Canucks, versus the Minnesota Wild, along with 2 round-robin games, one in the East, one in the West. We got the Philly Flyers taking on the Boston Bruins. And then we got in the West, the St. Louis Blues taking on the Colorado Avalanche. If y'all don't know the times, search it up. I'm not freaking Wikipedia up in this hole. And yeah, guys, that's about it. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. You know, as you guys can see, I just got I'm literally setting up the remote between I'm setting up my phone between 2 remotes. I got this dinky ass board right here. Just chilling. It's just on a bar table. But yeah, hopefully y'all respect the hustle, and peace out, guys.
Bullshit.